Welcome back to another episode on News Portal in Laravel. In this video, we'll continue from where we left off in our previous video. We'll also add some pages like About Us, Privacy Policy, and Contact Us in our News Portal. But before that, please hit the like button and subscribe us to let us know you're here. Alright, so without wasting time, let's get started. So we were already on the single page, right? Let's add social icons at the bottom to share posts in social platform then. Open the article blade and add a section to display social icons. Let's say the class is share this. Let's add share this text here. Now all we need to do is get the codes from the social platforms and paste them here, but my internet connection is down at the moment, so let's do something else that doesn't require the internet connection until it resumes. Alright, so what do we do then? Let's display the page views count on the post template then. That's something that has become trendy these days. Let's open the database post table and add a column. Let's say views. Data type will be integer. Character length 11 is the standard value for integer. Let's define the default value as 0. Save the change and the database table will be updated. Here you can see the default value 0 is set to all post data. Let's open the front controller then. Go to the article method and add the query to update the views column of the selected post only. Let's store the views in $views first. Then we can write $views plus 1. Let's display the views in article blade then. Refresh the browser and you can see the views count. Let's keep it inside the heading tag. Refresh the browser and you can see the view count is hidden. That's because the title is in white color here. Let's fix that. I'll add a class here. Let's say view count. Go to style.css and make it black. Refresh the browser and you can see the views count then. Let's add the text views behind the count. Let's make it so view if it's just one view. Refresh the browser and you can see that. Let's take it in another post. And here you can see Csrf view because the data is updated after the page is loaded. Let's make it 1 when it loads for the first time. Just add 1 here. Refresh the browser and that has become 2. Click on another post and you can see the difference. We might need to amend the clause to check the value then, because if there's 1 view on the database, then the post template will show it as 2 and that must be views, right? Let's write it this way then. Refresh the browser to check the changes. And you can see that. Let's add an eye icon too before the views count. Well, that's done then. Let's get back to the share icons then. S3 text is white by default, so let's make it S4. Refresh the browser and you can see that. Let's open a new tab and search Facebook share button then. Open share buttons by developer.facebook.com. Select one of the layout and the button size. Hit get code and you'll get the code to paste in your web page. Copy the script and paste it at the top of your content section. Copy the other code and paste it where you want the button to appear. Let's paste it here. All you need to do is replace the data URL with your post URL and you're done. You can even remove this entire line and it won't affect the result. Since we are working on localhost, sharing the post won't be possible here, but it will work on live server. Alright. Then let's see the Twitter share button. Go to developers, twitter.com. Add the given code on your view blade You can define the button size like this. You'll need the JavaScript too. Copy it and paste it on the top of your content section. Refresh the browser and you can see the tweet button. It's appearing a bit higher than the Facebook share button, but we'll deal with it later. Let's add LinkedIn button first. Let's go to the developers section and then to documentation. Let's search for the share button. Here you can see the result. Let's open it. Now all you need to do is copy and paste this code block on your view blade. Refresh your post page and you can see the LinkedIn share button. Well, it's smaller than the other buttons, right? Let's change the post URL. And make the other buttons smaller. Refresh the page and you can see all the buttons are of similar size. Let's move the tweet button a bit down. Let's inspect the button first. So these are the CSS properties we need to override. Let's wrap the Twitter button with a class then. Let's say tweet button. Add the class in CSS. Let's write nothing as of now. Refresh the browser. Let's select our class and add CSS properties here. Let's make the position relative and add top maybe 5 pixels. Well, that looks fine. Let's copy the properties and paste them in style.css. Refresh the browser and you're done. Let's align the buttons properly with other sections. All we need to do is add a wrapper class called md12 around the buttons. Refresh the browser and you're done. Let's make the share this text a bit larger. Let's make it S3. Make the S3 black. It went a bit to the left, right? Let's add some padding on the left. Let's add collision 12 on top. Then we can remove this. Refresh the browser and you're done. Click on any post and you can see the share buttons and the view count. So the post page is done and dusted then, and we have already worked on the categories too. Now let's show some static pages at the section instead of the main navigation elements. Let's open the terminal and add a model and migration file for such pages table in the database. Let's name it page. Open the model and define the table name and primary key. Let's open the migration file for post table and copy the columns. Open the migration file for pages and paste it. Let's change the ID. We don't need the category column here. Let's remove the image column too. Migrate the table data and you're done. Let's open the admin controller. We'll need that, right? Let's go to the project directory to the backend view folder and copy and paste the post folder. Let's name it pages. Let's modify the backend pages template to meet our needs. This will be page. Let's change the URL to add page. We don't need the int type attribute here. Table name will be pages. Let's remove the category and the image fields. Let's remove the image upload scripts to them and rename the file as add page. This will be all pages. Let's modify it too. This too will be all pages. Update the link here. Let's make this to all pages. Table name will be pages. Primary key will be page ID. We don't have the category. Let's make this pages. This will be page ID. Remove the category from here too. Let's say the message is no pages found. And make the page nation variable to pages. Let's add the routes then. Let's copy all the post routes from here and paste them on the pages. Change the post text to page. Let's open the backend master blade and update the link to add new page as well as view all pages. Let's go to the admin controller then. Copy all the methods related to posts and paste them and modify. This will be add page. We don't need the category here. And the view blade will be add page inside pages, right? This will be all pages. We don't need the order here as we won't have much data. We don't need the processing code for categories too. The table name will be pages here. Update the view file too. This will be edit page. Change the table name and the ID. We don't need the categories here too. The view file is updated here. Refresh the page. Let's click on all pages link. Well, here's the undefined variable error. Seems like we have defined $pages in the view blade. Let's fix that. You can either change the post variable in the controller to pages or change the pages variable on view blade to posts. Let's remove the page nation from here. We won't need that. Let's change this to as posts. Refresh the browser and you're done. Well, we don't have any page data so far. Let's add some. Let's click on add new page link. And you can see the form page to add new page. Let's say this is about us. Once again, I'll go to webtrickshome.com, about us section, copy the entire text and paste in here. Click on publish and you can see the success message. Check the database pages table and you can see the data is added to the table. Everything is working fine then. Let's add the privacy policy too. Well, that's also done. Check the data in all post view and you can see those data here. Now let's work on the edit part then. The link here is incorrect. Let's rectify it in all pages blade. This must be edit page. Refresh the browser, click on the link. Well, there's an error. The ID is incorrect. Let's fix that on the edit blade. Let's update everything here. This will be page. The URL will be update page. The ID will be page ID. We don't need the ink type here. Table name is pages. Update the ID. Remove the category and image section. Remove the image upload script. Refresh the browser. Well, the page is loading fine now. Let's make a little change. Click on publish and you're done. Let's display those pages on the quick link section then. Let's open the Frontend master blade. Let's remove the column break and move the lists inside the main div. Open the front controller. Add query in magic method to retrieve pages data. modify the loop. We don't need the if condition here. Let's say the URL base is page here. Update the variable. Refresh the browser and you can see the page titles. Let's click on the page link and you'll see the route not defined error. Let's add the route then. Route get page slug. Let's send it to front controller page method then. Let's add the method in front controller then. Add query to retrieve the first data that matches the slug. Let's send it to front-end page blade. We don't have the page blade, right? Let's set the article blade as page. We don't need the social share script here. We don't need the view count and image. We don't need the social buttons too. We want so related posts here. Let's keep the latest news section intact. Add the query to retrieve latest posts in the controller. Refresh the browser and you can see the data. The title is white here. Let's change the heading tag to H1. Let's make it uppercase too. Refresh the browser and you can see the title too. It must be the case in the post blades too, right? Let's check that out. Well, that's right. Let's fix that too. Let's move it on top of the image and change it to H1. Refresh the browser and you're done. Let's add a contact us page then. We'll need a separate blade template for that. So let's add the link in the quick links section first. Let's say the slug is contact us. The title will be contact us, right? Let's remove the URL base from the link. Refresh the browser. And you can see the contacts link. Click on the link. You'll get the route exception error. Add the route in web.php. Let's send it to front controller at contact us method. Go to front controller and add the method. All you need to do is return the view template. Let's say it's contacts. Let's store the latest post to display on the sidebar. Let's open the page blade and save it as contact blade. Let's remove the title and description. Remove the title from the head section too. Let's say the title is contact us. Refresh the browser and you can see the contact blade loaded. Everything is fine here. Let's add the contact us form in the main section then. Let's add the title. Let's say contact us. The form URL will be, let's say, send message. Let's add an input field to add name. Let's copy it a couple of times. Let's make it email. This will be phone. Let's make this message and let's make it text area so that long text can be sent. Let's add a button to submit the form then. Refresh the browser and you can see the contact us form. Before we can send any data, we'll need to add the Csrf token and the table value in the form, right? Let's do that then. Let's say the table name is messages. Let's add the session message to here. we don't have the messages table in our database, right? Let's open the terminal and add the model and migration file to create messages table then. Open the model and define the table name and primary key. Let's say MID. Open the migration file and add required columns. That will be name, email, phone and message. The data type for message will be long text. Migrate the file and the messages table will be added to the database. Let's add the send message route in web.php then. That will be sent by a post method, right? And we can set it to CRUD controller to insert data. Let's refresh the browser and try to submit data. And you can see this success message, but that's enclosing the page title too, right? Let's wrap the session message in Bootstrap grid class to separate it from the title. Refresh the browser, send another set of data, and you can see the success message is displayed properly here. Let's make the session message specific for the contact us blade. Go to CRUD controller, insert data method. Let's add an if clause right before the session message. If the table value is messages, we'll display another message, and in all other cases, the existing message will be displayed. Let's add a proper message for the visitors then. Refresh the browser, send one more message, and you can see the new session message in this page. Check your database, and you can see the message there. Now, let's add a link in backend master blade to display all those messages. Let's say the URL is messages. Let's change the dashboard URL to. Refresh the browser. We don't need the menu here. Let's click on the messages link then. We must define the route, right? Let's add it then. Let's send it to admin controller at messages. Add messages method in the admin controller. Let's display the messages in descending order so that the latest one appears on top. Let's return backend messages blade. We don't have messages blade in our backend view, right? Let's use all pages blade to create messages blade. Open it and save it as messages blade. Let's change the title to all messages. We don't need the add new link here. Let's display the total message count here. Let's add pagination here. Update the table name and ID here. Let's say it's send. Let's remove the width value from here. Let's display the email, phone and message too. This will be $data, right? Let's make it a message. Update the ID. We don't need the edit link here. Let's add the email, phone and message values here. Let's say the message is no messages found. Let's make it count $data. Refresh the browser and you can see the messages list. Let's see how it appears when you have a larger text message. I'll use text from here as the message text. Submit it. Refresh the message view page and you can see how it looks. Let's stream the message on the table view then. Let's say I want to show 100 characters only. Refresh the page and you can see the message is trimmed. Now you'll need to display the entire message in another view page, right? But let's do something different. I'd like to add a button to expand the message here so that you don't have to create another template to load the message. Let's add a link named expand here. Let's connect it to an ID. Let's say expand. We'll add the data ID 2 here. Then what we can do is add a model here to display the entire message. Let's add the sender name in title. We missed the data toggle attribute here. Let's add the date too. We'll display the message here. Let's move the data at the footer and display the phone and email details too. Refresh the browser and you can see the expand link beside the messages. Click on it and you can see the same message along with all other details in the pop-up box. Let's check the delete function. And you can see it's working fine. Well, the pages section is done then. We'll work on the advertisement section in our next video. Please hit like if you found this tutorial useful. Thanks for watching and please subscribe our channel for more videos. Thank you.